Dana Gower, I want to talk about what drew us to this world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that really led to us developing a training program for professionals.
Well, I think it's a great story. I know you've been interested in the topic for a long while, and you're an early innovator, early adopter, I should say, in terms of technology. So it fits you to a T. And I remember you calling me up and saying, Dana, I really want you to take the financial part of this and the economics part and let's work together to create a phenomenal presentation. And my first response was, Martin, I've only owned a little bit of crypto. I don't really know that much about it, and so on and so forth. And you made a convincing argument that I needed to learn it, should learn it. And I am so appreciative that you forced me initially to do that, because it's been so rich and rewarding in terms of understanding where this whole thing is going worldwide.
What we want to tell people is this is something new in the world that really did not exist before. There wasn't a form of digital value that was distributive, that was on a visible system where it was driven by people's self-interest, not just trust in one authority in the world that's now lasted 12 years. I mean, it is, to me, a game changer at a global level that I believe many are either too scared and trying to say, oh no, run from it, or trying to protect people, which is good, but not really understanding it and not realizing this is how technology is born. We're in 10 years. I mean, Dana, it was 50 years from the start of the automobile before you really had a viable system and were traveling. And also the internet, when it first came out, some people are concerned about the crypto. Oh, it's been used for devious things. Well, I'm sorry, the dollar is being used for devious things right now, all over the world, right now, in many different ways. And the internet, when it first came on, and webs, guess what? It was a lot of criminal activities. New technology will attract that. So you'll have the good and the bad sitting there as well. It gives also an opportunity for underdeveloped countries and unbanked people in the world. They have a way of being able to hold some value and secure it and transfer money much cheaper than they often can. If I were working as a worker in America and sending money back to a country with my family that has very volatile internal money, and the transfer fees, and then they have to get it, then they have to travel to a bank to get access. Well, if I convert the dollars, fiat money, into Bitcoin and then use a system to transfer, it's virtually point to point through the system to them at a fraction of the time and cost it would cost to transfer that money other ways. This offers people in the developing world something that really didn't exist in the same way before.
Well, that's the genius that the founders or originators of the program created. It's just amazing how they thought through the whole thing and including the underlying technology blockchain to make it all work peer-to-peer. You can do it peer-to-peer. You can do it now through exchanges. And it's a pretty simple process. It sounds complicated, but then you break it down and you see how it works, and it's pretty easy. You don't have to create a whole lot of paperwork to make a transfer.
Some of the misunderstandings of this is I can't afford a Bitcoin or one of these coins. That's like saying I can't afford $1,000 note of the dollar. Oh, well, I'm sorry. We have dollar bills and we have pennies. You can have fractions of it. So simply learning the piece of it is you can have subdivisions all the way down to the Satoshi, the smallest interval, which is far less than a penny.
Well, and the other thing that is amazing, and we cover this in the course, kind of like a second cousin, is these non-fungible tokens. Mm-hmm. And that's an amazing process, and people probably heard, I think it was on 60 Minutes or elsewhere, that one sold for $70 million. And I looked at it, it looks like a big digital picture of a bunch of people.
Right.
How in the world would I pay $70 million? And then there are others, $7 to $8 million being sold, and they are unique digital art. And that's where things are going, right? Everywhere. Digital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this gives opportunities to artists that may not have existed before, or a group to create new revenue and get paid on the journey with it, so they can get a ongoing payment. I mean, traditionally, if an artist sold their piece of art for one price, then if it was sold to someone else, that they don't make any more money. Now they can. So all these are offering new things to the world that really did not exist before. And we go into that quite a bit in detail.
Well, and for a subject, any financial topic can be rather boring. And you and I have worked so hard to make this anything but boring. And I think that's why the reviews we get from CPA community and other financial professionals, attorneys, is that we took complicated subjects, break it down into components that are bite-sized. We moved fast, but we have a lot of simple illustrations and so forth to help people understand. And that's why I think they love the course.
I'm excited to keep learning. There's something new every day. It's changing constantly. It is offering something. I like one of the quotes you mentioned in the course is the idea of trying to stop it is kind of like prohibition. They tried to stop alcohol, and look how well that worked. The cat's out of the bag. It's gone. It's in existence. Now, governments are looking for their equivalent of it. Institutions are going, what else could we do with this? And so this is the key, that you want to have a good working knowledge of understanding what's going on with it. What are the terminologies? What does it mean to have a wallet? What are safer ways if you want to experiment with it? What are some risks that occur so you can at least understand what's going on? That's what we have to offer. And I think the possibilities will just keep growing.
I think so. I think it could. I don't think I'm overstating it to say this could be one of the biggest disruptors in the financial and banking system we've seen in our lifetime.
Yep, absolutely. And you want to be knowledgeable in it. We'll put some more information below. You can find the link to our presentation and our training available, and we're open to scheduling. Make sure to contact us to schedule soon, because dates do fill up, and we'd love to come to your group or association and offer our training.